Greetings once again, fellow girls, guys, and gaming fans. This is Small Archangel joining you for another episode of Rising World Survival. We are still here in the snow, having finally, woohoo, found ourselves a snowy biome, and it was terribly exciting. And if you didn't see the last episode, you should watch it because I got to fight with a polar bear. I didn't actually want to fight with the polar bear. I didn't actually want to kill the polar bear, but I do have a polar bear hide for my trouble. So we've got lots of animal skins here, but our health is, well, it's not too bad actually, but I'm not wanting to really tangle with any other beasties if we can possibly help it. I'm sure we'll find some more en route because we have not yet made our final destination. There's a few moose around here, which is desert. We've got, well, we're mapping stuff out here. I mean, our base, if we use our compass, is way back in that direction, which does that seem about right to us? So our task today, should we choose to accept it, is to try and find ourselves some desert. And I'm thinking that way, over there. Quite possibly we found the ocean, we found the snow, but where do we find the desert? The other possibility, of course, is to head in this direction over here, because that is, yeah, there's our bases over there, and I'm pretty sure that we found desert previously going the opposite way. Beyond, there's the A-frame house, there's the farmhouse, and I'm pretty sure we found desert going out in that direction there. Now, that's a long old way. That is the only thing. But you never know. We might. And we'd be going back in the direction of home as well if we do that. So I think we need to head... Oh, well, if that's north at the top of the map, which I assume it is, let's just see if we can face north and check that hypothesis out. North. North. North is that way, yes. North is the top of the map. In which case, we need to head east. So that is that way, isn't it? So, let's do that. Let's head east. Yep, well, let's head east. The daylight is already failing on us. So we're going to have to pitch camp at some point, but we'll do that. That's no problem. And we will see if today we can find ourselves some desert. Preferably closer to home. Now, we did find one before because we had to go find a desert in order... Oh, there's a cave. It looks kind of intriguing. We did have to find ourselves a desert in order to get ourselves some sand to make glass panes with. So we could do worse than gather some more... Oh, there's a polar bear. I was going to investigate the cave, but I don't really want to tangle with that polar bear. That penguin's quite cute, though. Let's just see if... holy moly, I don't know. Kind of, no. I don't fancy the idea of going into a cave. There's a cave right here as well, but it's a drop, and I'm not dropping into that because that would hurt. And this one as well, actually. Let's just see. Do I have a torch? I do have a torch. Ooh, hello. Well, do we think this might be a good place to stay for the night, actually? Or maybe we should just push on a little bit further. Let's see. Night is going to fall pretty quick, but not that quick. So let's just push on for the moment. I'm going to have to watch out around here. There is quite a lot of caves, and I don't really want to fall down them. And I'd like to be out of the snow biome, really, by the time we pitch camp, because polar bears, yeah. Polar bears and things. And I'd like to sort of sleep somewhere. It's a little bit safer, really. Because I'm not sure what would happen if something aggroed us while we were asleep in our tent. I'm pretty sure we'd die, so that's not... And you hear stories all the time, don't you, about polar bears eating people in their tents while they're asleep. So let's not take that chance. Wow, how big is this snow biome anyway? Wow, it's really quite large. And there I am thinking that there wasn't one at all, and it just goes on forever, doesn't it? Look, there's another cave, but it's a drop, so... We're not going to investigate that either. Okay, night has fallen, and unfortunately we are still in the middle of a snowy forest, but there is some green over there. But to be honest, I don't think we're going to find polar bears here, so we might actually be safer here than we would be if we pitched our tent. Let's see, what can we do? Let's put our tent kind of here. There we go. I think we're probably safer here than if we pitched our tent in the pine forest over there, which will have bears and what have you in it. And I don't see any polar bears here, so let's take a chance on this place and we'll keep going in the morning. Alrighty, so oopsie, let's just remove tent. Oh, looks like I need to take a drink as well. We have plenty of water at the moment, so that's not a problem. Alright, let's just... Now, our spawn point is going to be down there. Oh no, we've picked up our tent, so I think our spawn point... No, our spawn point's still set for where the tent was, unfortunately. But we're just going to have to head eastwards like this. So as long as the compass is pointing west, we're going east, because we're going to the left of north. It's confusing, but that's the way it goes. We do have a cabin. I love cabins. Let's go check it out. Or is that the one we actually passed on the way here? It may possibly be one we've already seen. Oh no, because I don't remember there being a piano. Do you know what? That's a honky tonk, isn't it? It's even out of tune. I love it. Oh my word, that's amazing. I didn't realise they were actually honky tonk and out of tune as well. I love that. I'm having it. I'm taking that damn piano because it's fantastic. It is cacophony. It's amazing. Alright, so I'm going to take that piano and add it to our collection of trashed stuff. Maybe we'll get round to building that haunted house at some point. Oh chuff, there's a polar bear. Hello, you're a bit lost, Sonny Jim. Oh, there's another one. Oh dear. Let's just go a little bit over this way, shall we, and not anger the polar bears. There's a moose, but we can deal with that. Oh, look, some apples, some frosted apples. We won't get many apples off that, I don't think. And then we'll take some more apples there. Lovely. We ain't going to starve, are we? We're going to do good. All right, keeping going west. How many apples have I got, actually? 10 and 32. Oh, hey. I'll keep that meat as healing food. And otherwise we'll just eat these apples, which don't have so much in a way of healing potential, but they do kind of keep us fed. Alright, let's see how we're doing on the map here. Yeah, well, we're heading back in the direction of our castle and our other builds. Roughly speaking, let's hope that we encounter desert at some point, and let's hope it doesn't take me 5 in-game days to find it. Okay, we're treading a narrow path between a tiger and a rhino here, so I'm a tad nervous that we might aggro one or t'other, but yep, there we go. We've obviously got something after us, because I just heard it. Here, eat one of these sheep instead. Good grief. No, that's not what I meant, is it? I meant this, didn't I? There we go, we gotcha. Alrighty, now we know we can actually. There we go, we can stack that. Oh, and let's hide the body, shall we? Do the responsible thing, there we go. Now we know that we can actually hit them in 2 hits. Can kill them in 2 hits, then it's probably worthwhile just kind of going with it, as long as our health isn't too low. So we know we can survive it. It hurts, but not too much, and we can beat them. Which isn't very realistic, to be honest. But I'm kind of glad of it, to be honest, as well. Ah, we found a lake. This is good from a point of view of being still miles from our builds, I think. Oh, it's pretty... Oh, is that... Well, there's evidently a campfire of some sort there. Or a light of some description. I must have put it there at some point. But we're not too far from the map, sort of below where our bases are now. And there's an enormous lake. This is good because I would welcome at this point the opportunity to fill my water canteen. So we're going to do that. There's a melon there. I suppose we could always carry melon with us as well. Because when we get to the desert, I can't remember if there's actually... and we'll take a drink like that also. There we go. I can't remember if there's in the desert. I can't remember if there's any watering holes in the desert. So I'm not sure about that either. Due west is straight across this lake in point of fact. So actually, yeah, let's just kind of swim across. We'll just do a bit of donkey paddle here, and we'll go across the lake. That being sort of the shortest point. We can't probably go as fast as if we were on land, but we can be fairly sure we won't get attacked by anything here. Although maple forest, generally speaking, is quite benign. So I will hop out here, I think, because otherwise we'll be taking forever. There we go. I will go around the side of this lake. We're just describing a westerly course because while there might possibly have been a desert beyond that plains biome we're going through, I couldn't be sure of that, and I want to ideally find a desert that's somewhere sort of near to our base. It didn't work out last time we tried that one, so this time we're gonna just head back in the direction of base and out the other way. And there's more of it. Wow, this is one big lake, but I'm pretty sure it's not the same one we have our castle on. That is a very big lake. Look at that. That is enormous. And yeah, our castle is over there. So actually, well, it's just credible, isn't it? But we're going to keep going to the west. But I don't think that this lake extends that far. I think it pretty much ends over there. So we're sort of heading... And we're going to go in some pine forest, which is not great, because that is potentially hazardous. And our health hasn't been full for some time. But, hey, what do we do this for? We do this for adventure and fun times and excitement and all of those things. And exploration. So, in the name of science, let's just keep going. We'll get out the other side of this forest, hopefully, by the time night falls, and we can pitch our tent somewhere safe and secure. So, to that end, let's just... we should probably not run too fast through here in case we run headfirst into a bear, of course. But, hey, there's a deer. We're alright with deer. Just all these trees, it's kind of difficult to spot a bear. And I've got enough bear skins at the moment. I'm not really in the market for any more of them. And of course there's boar. That's possibly one or possibly a deer, I'm not entirely sure. There are boar as well, which also will have my hide if I let them. Although I could quite easily kill them and then have theirs, but there isn't currently anything we could actually do with... Look at that, it's another empty watering hole. With their hides, so I'm not particularly desperate to get any. Now, if we can climb this hill, do the old trick, we'll see if we can get to the top of this hill, and then we've got a vantage point. Oh my goodness me. Okay, so westwards, where we want to go, sorry, eastwards, that away. There's an even bigger hill. Let's just head. Let's see if we can hop up to the top of that. It's totally infeasible, but we can get to the... Oh my heavens, look at that. That is just nuts. So, to that direction, there is nothing other than an enormous pile of mountains. There's another enormous pile of mountains, but we are still heading back in the direction of base, so that is the way we want to go. Now, the question is, can we go down there without dying? Because this looks extremely precipitate, really. And there's a boar at the bottom of it. Perhaps not. Perhaps I'll go the other way. Perhaps I'll go back the way I came, down here. I will just snaffle that melon for emergency water purposes. Our inventory's probably getting pretty full by now, but not too bad. And then the boar was kind of over there, so... But we're heading this way anyway, aren't we? Hopefully. This is maple forest, so we shouldn't have too much in the way of boars and bears to deal with here. But I would like to get out of the trees just so that I can see what I'm dealing with, and then we have to go up a massive hill again. And kind of, yeah, pretty much in the direction of that peak there. And eventually we should find ourselves on vaguely familiar ground, I guess. So this is the view from the unfeasibly pointy and ridiculous peak, which I shouldn't even be able to get up onto, but what the heck, it gives us a really superb vantage point. And guess what? We have more huge mountains in our midst. Basically, we're just in some sort of massif central kind of situation. And we're going to have to cross those as well. We are virtually due south of our lighthouse now, which is pretty cool actually. So we're not far from the lighthouse now. But yeah, we do need to go that way. So it looks like due south of the lighthouse there is another enormous mountain range. But I'm hoping that by the time we get up that, we will see something to our advantage. Possibly where our lighthouse is, though we know we can't actually see buildings from that far away. Possibly, you know, some desert or something that, you know, we can't see biomes from quite a long way away. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to head up that mountain there and then see what we can see. And at the summit of peak number 3, facing west, yes, we have some plains. And, oh my goodness me, look at that. That really truly is a lot of mountainous stuff, isn't it? And yet we've actually passed where our lighthouse is now as well. So we've gone round in an enormous great sort of U shape, roughly. And ahead of us, yep, plains, and it's looking flattish, which means that possibly we are going to find what we want there. So maybe we'll try that. Maybe we'll try south. Otherwise it's just carrying on eastwards. So yeah, maybe we'll try southwards over in this direction. But soon I think the light is going to fail on us and we're going to have to pitch camp. But the other good thing about going this way is I don't necessarily have to go into the plains. At least not just yet. We might be able to... Oh, holy crap. Here we go. Yeah. We got a right collection of skins today, haven't we? There we go. Getting pretty expert at that one. Here we go. It's nighttime now. And so much for the security of the grasslands. Well, we know there's a certain amount of bleed through in the biomes when it comes to the wildlife that inhabits them. There's an empty watering hole there, which isn't a lot of use to us, except that it might be a good place to pitch our tent, because we can actually see. We can actually see our tent. Let's just see. Doesn't look ever so comfortable though, does it? But hey, I'm not too concerned about that. As long as we can use it. There we go. As long as we don't relog and find it full of water, we should be fine. She says, hopefully. Okay. Onwards in the morning. Okay, let's pack up this tent and go. Where's my... Actually, let's just make sure I've got this in my hand. Right, so we're going to continue southwards in the hopes that that's the direction of the desert. But really, I don't absolutely remember. I know we found at least 2 deserts. And you would think that we would find another one without trying too much. Day 3 of our expedition to find desert. To be fair, I did want to find snow as well, and we managed that, haven't we? Well, this is day 3 of this episode, rather. This is more like day 5 or even day 6 of the full expedition. We found the ocean and we found snow, so the only thing remaining is to find desert. And at the moment, we're kind of going down a grassy canyon between 2 enormous ranges of mountains, and we are going absolutely dead straight due south away from the lighthouse and the castle. And I'm pretty sure that was the direction we went in when we found a desert the last time. So let's hope that we're successful this time. I will be annoyed in future if we find that there is desert much closer to home being up here, but yeah, like, for example, straight up north. And if we fail in finding desert this time, I think heading north is probably the thing to do. I've sort of reserved north deliberately because we know that when new content is added to the game, it doesn't tend to spawn in where we've kind of already been or already discovered. So in some ways it's better to go to new places to find new content. And as such, if we do find the desert, if it's desert we've been to before, and we only have done that sort of very briefly, possibly the pyramids, which is what we vaguely hope to find, will not actually appear there. But I'm not sure. I'm not certain. We didn't find ever so much desert. We didn't explore ever so wide. We only wanted sand the last time. So, but yeah, as I say, sort of reserving the northward bit, or have been thus far. But at some point, we're definitely going to have to go in a northern direction as well. See what's there. There's a chicken as well. It's not a bad plan as plans go. We could do worse. Then get ourselves a chicken too. We've got a couple of chickens already, or at least one. There we go. We've now got a pair of... Oh, that looks like we set fire to it just then. That was quite amusing. Oops. Alright. Now, we want to carry on south. So that means heading this way, and it means heading probably into plains. But what I'm thinking of doing, because it's getting on for twilight now, what I'm thinking of doing, and we will probably end this episode here because otherwise it's going to be epic in spite of my bestest efforts to edit. We're going to not go down there because it looks deep. We're going to go uphill because that way I can see what's going on, but also we can perhaps pitch our tent up there, and it's maple forest. Oh, there's pine, but we should be all right in the maple forest. We should be safe in the maple forest. And we should be able to, yeah, there we go, look. South is over that away. So let's just head this way. We've got a little bit more daylight. We've got that hill over there as well. So I'll head that way. And there's another daisy. And so, yeah, savannah's there. And we might possibly find our desert beyond that. Let's hope, anyway. We can always be hopeful. Yeah, so we've got pine forest over there, and we've got plains over there, which means that ideally we want to be not too close to either of those biomes when we pitch up for the night. So let's just see. Oh, nuts! There's a bear. Holy crap, that is what I wanted to avoid, really, isn't it? That is what I wanted to avoid, and now he's making me run. Okay, let's just see. Oh, can I take you down, sunshine? No! Oh my goodness, yes I can. Wow, that was serious. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we definitely need to cook up some meat now, but that's a bit uncomfortably close, unfortunately, to our to the pines. I'm not too happy about that. And then we're going into savannah here, aren't we? So let's just see if we can find somewhere a little bit safer. Okay, to the south looks like more plains and more mountains, actually. So in some ways I think we might be better off heading in the direction of these plains, because full of nasty beasties though they may be, we may be more likely to spot desert in that direction. We are still a silly huge distance from our point of origin. We're still a long way away from there. The other thing is that I think maybe possibly there was desert over off in this direction here, but of course the map does not tell us, because there's plains biome there as well, the map does not tell us places that we have already explored prior to getting the map, or prior to the map update. Yeah, prior to getting the map, in point of fact. So everywhere we can see on the map is where we've been since we made it. So that's covering quite a distance, but yeah, so I'm kind of minded to head in that direction now. Either that or head back to base, and I mean that is the other possibility, is to head back to the castle, or back to the lighthouse rather, and then sort of head northwards from there, or head somewhere from there to see if we can find desert. But yeah, I would like to find some desert. So we're just going to head this way for the moment. Oh look, there's a cabin. If nothing else, we've got a cabin to explore. They do seem to spawn quite readily. I'll get my axe rather than... We don't want to be taking any silly risk at this point because we're down to half health. But even going into this biome, quite honestly, is probably a slight risk. Is that an elephant there? We can deal with an elephant. Yes, we can deal with an elephant. This one has a chest. Nice, look. Record. Death of Asha. Okay. And there's a hoe. Bear pelt. Well, do you know what? The spare compass is always good. Yes, we'll take all of that. Good stuff. Thank you very much. Oh, hello, giraffe. And then, yeah, there are tigers and stuff here. So, that's probably not ever so clever, is it, to stay here, really, because we'll get ourselves killed, quite possibly, and I don't really want that to happen. So, we're going to do the sensible thing, and we're going to head back. Ooh, he made me jump. We're going to head back into the safety of the plains, where we will find somewhere to spend the night. Yeah, let's do that. That's it. Decision made. We'll head north. We'll go back to base and we'll head in the direction. We'll head in a northerly direction from base, and then we know what is to the north of us. And you never know, we might even find some desert in that direction as well. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. And if we do find desert in that direction, it will be desert we have never discovered before, and therefore it will be more likely to have dungeons spawn in it. Although I don't know how rare a spawn they are. They're probably, a fairly rare spawn, so the likelihood of us finding them is probably not that great anyway, but hey, that doesn't stop us from trying. So it looks like it's clouded over somewhat. It's probably going to start raining soon, but I think I want to carry on until we do run out of daylight. Well, we're still heading northwards, but I don't think we're going to make it back to base before nightfall, obviously, because I think we're starting to lose the light now. And we're still a long way off. We're still all that, plus that. So even if I kept running forever, we'd still not get there before the dark. So we're probably going to have to find somewhere to set up camp. But as I said before, as long as we're in a reasonably secure biome like this one, that's the other thing that might stop us. I think we've got an awful lot of plains ahead of us now. There is a cave over there, and I might go and see, because we could quite easily make ourselves a little camp for the night in yonder cave. Oh, there's a watering hole right outside it as well, which is pretty cool actually. So if this looks like a halfway decent place to, let me just see. Oh, it goes straight down. Oh, straight down, straight. Oh, I'm not sure about that one. That does not look like an ideal cave to me. It's a bit of a long drop type cave. They mostly are, I find. They're not particularly convenient. Not that caves in reality are particularly convenient either. Well, the light is definitely going out of the sky now, and my health is even worse because I just fell down a flipping cave, which is not very intelligent, I know. These things happen, though. So yeah, we definitely want to get ourselves some meat cooked up tonight. Oh, look, there's some caves halfway up this mountain. I wonder if they'd be. I just quite like the idea of stopping in a cave overnight, but as I say, having looked at a few, I have broken my legs virtually. I don't think I actually got a broken leg debuff. I think I wouldn't be running like this if I had. So let's just. Oh, there's a watering hole there as well. This would be quite cool if it didn't just drop straight down. Oh, and it doesn't. Superb. That will do nicely. Excellent. Well, I like that. Now we're going to have to get some of these, however. So let's just place some. I can't see where I'm putting them, so let's just put one here. There we go, and then we'll place a torch in it, and then we'll go a bit further back and we'll put another one in there. There we go, another torch, and then we'll put one on this side as well, and then we should be fairly well lit up in here. Nice. Okay. And then we can move those. I could set up a piano in here as well, couldn't I? That'd be a bit strange though, wouldn't it? Let's see. Do we have what we need to make a... Oh, no, we don't. 9 stone and 1 piece of log, and we have neither. So we're going to have to do something about that. I've got my pickaxe. So we've got a lump in the floor of the cave here. So I'm going to get rid of that. There we go. Oh, actually, unfortunately, yeah, we've got... Yeah, that didn't help really, did it? Okay, well, we're in a cave, so it's very easy for us to get some stone. There we are. Lovely. The log may be a little more challenging, because we have to go find a tree. But we can do that without too much trouble, I think. Okay, back to our temporary home from home. Let's pitch our tent somewhere vaguely level. That's kind of vaguely level, isn't it? Let's see which is the right way. That one. There we go. Let's just turn it slightly. There we are. Like so. Good. And then we'll make ourselves this fire. There we go. And then what we also need is to make crafting stations. No, we don't want a workbench. We want general resources. Skewer. We want a skewer. 12 sticks. Well, we've got the wherewithal to make sticks, I think. Crafting. Resources. Sticks. We just want to make 12. There we go. And then skewer. Craft. Fab. Okay, let's place our fire. Maybe in that pit. No, perhaps not. Let's place our fire somewhere else. There's good. There we go. And let's put our skewer on top of that. Fantastic. And then we've got loads of these that we can do. There's 1, up to 3. Superb. And then we can put those, marry those bits together. And I'm going to eat that now. Oh, and look, that gave me lots and lots of lovely health, which is fantastic. So there we are. And this is really quite a civilized little base camp, actually. Superb. Okay, maybe it was worth almost breaking my legs to try and find it. So we are still, well, I'd say no nearer finding desert. Who knows, really? We know there's some desert around because we've found it, but yeah, we're going to head back to the lighthouse. We'll try exploring north of that because we've literally gone no further northwards ever the whole time. North is the one direction we've never really been apart from where we first started out. So that is definitely the thing to do next, I believe. So that is what we will do. In the meantime, I am going to sleep here for the night. I'm going to get our beefsteaks here as well, so we've got further healing food to aid us on our onward journey. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please let me know by hitting that like button. Also feel free as ever to leave your hints, tips, comments and suggestions, and I hope you'll join me for the next episode of Rising World Survival. Until then, keep gaming, keep surviving and stay happy. Bye bye for now.